Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Game Planet, and today, what?
What was that?
Why do you always gotta
Sound
laugh?
like a newscaster.
And today we are gonna be doing something a little bit different.
Yes.
You might have known due to a random video that I just like really early on the channel. I'm a DC fan.
Yeah.
Him, not so much.
I mean, I like a few projects, but
He likes a few things because.
things.
Yes. So I thought since the DCEU is dead and we got a new universe beginning, why not do a couple videos about it? We're gonna do like what, 4 videos? We're gonna do 4 videos.
Yeah. Like
This one, we got this video, which is gonna be ranking all the DCEU projects. Then we're gonna rank all the new, like the 10 projects announced for the new DCU based on excitement level. Then we're going to be doing a video where me and him react to fake trailers for the upcoming Superman film. And then the final video, he won't be in this one because like there's not really anything for him to do.
Why you make me sad?
Okay, stop. Where I try to like kind of predict what could happen in the new Superman film.
Oh yeah, there's no reason.
Yeah.
Now.
All right. No.
I gotta decapitate him real quick.
Why?
Because he is the worst person ever. Stay down there, you freaking hog.
I'm trusting you to do this. Okay, I'm trusting.
All
you.
right.
That doesn't come by often.
Yeah, I know.
Here, you can hold the Superman for this video. Actually, no. Go get Ben Affleck.
Ben
Or
Affleck.
Ben Affleck Batman. Go get him. He'd fit more. You know what I mean? Now, do you want to hold him or should I put him in this corner?
I don't want to hold this man. So.
You don't want to hold him?
Nope.
All right, I'll just kind of have him.
He's in a very weird position.
While I work on this, anything you want to say?
Soup.
Soup?
Yep.
As in Superman?
Nope. Soup.
Okay. Okay, but any actual like thoughts or anything?
There's one.
Come on.
I feel like the DCU, or I guess the DCEU, all that, I feel like in some parts it was rushed. You know, because I feel like Superman versus Batman, Dawn of Justice. It's like, dude, we just started.
All right, well, we can talk about all of that in a minute.
Yeah. But I definitely think that there are some, like, good projects here, you know, like, I'll save that for later on what I think are good projects, because this is a ranking list, so.
Just gotta make sure.
Surprises.
Wait.
Is it alphabetical?
Wait, where's Aquaman 2?
You forgot Aquaman 2?
Oh, I think I realized why. This is the wrong list!
Oh my.
Here's the proper list. Here's the actual thing.
Yes.
Okay, see, we got S to F, right? And we got all the projects in release order.
Yes.
Okay.
Because that is good order.
Yes. All right, let's get this thing started. Man of Steel.
I like it, but I feel like this kind of like.
What?
You probably have more thoughts on it than I do.
Yes, and I'm gonna say this is a very controversial movie.
Yeah.
I think you know that.
I would
because
say,
on one hand, you know, you got Superman on the big screen, played by a good actor who does a good job as Superman. You got this nice battle and effects, and it's just really good. It's a nice Superman movie. On the other hand,
I would say at least like a C or B, like
a
somewhere
C or
around
B?
there. You could put in A, but
I don't
think
know,
like a C or
because
B.
here's the thing. I like adaptations, right? This is what this is. This
Yeah.
isn't like a one-for-one from the comics.
Yeah, this is
Definitely.
yeah.
Here's the thing. Everybody's hating about, like, evil Superman, right? Because it's been overdone way too much. You know what evil Superman started as? I might be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure it was just Injustice as, like, an alternate, almost like a what if,
Yeah.
right? And even then, it took a lot to turn this man. It took the destruction of the entire city plus the death of his wife and unborn child to finally turn him. And it's just overdone so much that people are like, and then they look at this and they're like, he shouldn't be snapping necks. He shouldn't be destroying stuff. He shouldn't be like destroying dudes' cars because they freaking like threw a can at his head, like because they were yeah. And I agree with a lot of those things. And don't worry, we'll get to bigger issues with other movies later. But for what it's worth, I think this is a pretty good film. I think I'm gonna put it in A, like low A.
All right, I can see that.
Low A.
Again, I don't have many thoughts on that movie, so it's fine. Martha! Why did you say that, Nick?
Yeah. Okay, so this one's gonna be.
I think like F
no,
or D.
I'm not gonna put it in F.
I think it deserves like either F or D.
Here's the thing, I don't actually hate this movie, but I will admit it is best watched if you watch Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Zack Snyder's Justice League in a trilogy. I think those movies work the best if you watch them together. And if you watch the extended cut, it's better. That's the one you saw. That's the one you and I saw. We haven't seen the original, so we don't know.
Yeah.
But I've always said that this movie should have been split into two parts, where one focuses on the fight, them fighting and like having conflict, and Lex Luthor as the background villain, and then the second part can have the death of Superman, Wonder Woman, Doomsday. Yeah. I think it would have worked better if it was cut into two different movies.
Definitely, yeah.
And if that happened, those could have even been the Man of Steel movies.
Yeah, like...
Or, like, you could have Batman v Superman and then Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think...
Kind of like a Godzilla versus Kong.
I just think it was, like, stuffed so much stuff in there, like a freaking DC turkey.
Yeah.
Just so much stuffing in there, and then the turkey...
exploded.
Yes. And here's the thing. A lot of the problems that these movies had, that Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, even Wonder Woman, studio meddling is the majority of her problems. We'll get to Wonder Woman in a minute, and that will really help you see what I mean. But there were a lot of problems with the studio. They did Zack Snyder dirty. And I don't hate Zack Snyder or his projects. It's not my preferred outcome, which is why I'm really excited for this new Superman movie. But when somebody has a vision and they want to execute that vision, I will most likely, most of the time, feel bad when they don't get to fully execute that vision.
Yeah.
And that is unfortunate. But I have to judge the project in front of me. And maybe I'm being too nice, but I'm thinking low C.
I think maybe
either low C or high D.
I think high D.
High D?
High D.
Okay.
Or maybe a sunny D. Ow.
Alright.
F.
I might agree with you.
F.
Okay.
Just straight F.
Hold on.
No.
This is another one where studio meddling, right? If you actually watch the original trailer versus, the first trailer versus the last trailer, there's a drastic difference. This is supposed to be a lot darker, a lot more serious, because the studio was like, oh no, Marvel's doing so good, we need our Guardians, we need, this jokey comedy. It's like, no, this is about villains going to do a job that is not good, and if they fail, they die. In a very gruesome way. Yeah. And everybody is not the great.
Yeah.
Not the best.
Not the great.
Shut up. English. So, yeah, and Jared Leto was... I think he would have done fine if he'd gotten the chance to shine.
I guess.
Also, I don't like his look. I think if he just had the green hair... I like his long green hair. I like his look more from the Nightmare scene in Zack Snyder's Justice League than his look here, because he has the longer green hair, the makeup is more applied better. I think that sometimes his performance can be stiff. I don't like the tattoos. What is that laugh? The freaking slow clap laugh.
Yeah.
I just don't think it works for what they were trying to do. And again, studio meddling. This is not what the creator had in mind for his movie. So... yeah. I'm sorry.
Now,
Now, Wonder Woman. This is a good one, actually.
Yeah.
This is actually a good one. Here's the thing. A lot of people didn't like the ending, right? Where you got freaking Ares, God of War. He comes out and he's like, "Oh, it was me the whole time. I'm the one who. Oh, it's not my fault. Men are just evil. I just put the ideas in their head. They didn't have to. Hey, And people are like, "Oh, that's the worst part of the movie." That was the studio meddling right there. Because originally, and I really like this now that I hear about it, now that I've heard of it. Originally, there was going to be no Ares. And she was just going to see there are bad people. And bad people do bad things. But throughout the journey, she'd also see the good people. And she'd have to learn that the hard way. But the studio was like, nah, villain. We need a villain and a big action scene. So Ares was kind of like, again, stuffed in there. But because the movie was really good and a lot of the movie got to stay and shine, this movie was able to stand out, So I think
like a B or C.
I was going to say A. What do you think? Do you have any thoughts? I'm kind of like taking over here.
Yeah, you are. To be honest, I don't remember some of these movies as much as you do. But I think it was pretty
Well, that's
good.
what happens when it takes us like 40 months to do a marathon, Ollie.
Yeah.
Like, we started, like, way back here with these first 5 projects. Like, I think that was, like, what? Like, July? July was, like, what, 3 months ago?
Maybe.
Yeah.
More. Alright.
I'm thinking, like, A, but above Superman? What do you think? Do you think it deserves to be above or below?
I don't know, to be honest.
I think that one, Wonder Woman, is a lot more, good throughout, like, consistently. It's more consistent in its quality, whereas Superman, it's got some highs, it's got some lows.
Yeah.
Like, Superman is overall a good one, but this one, I feel like it's a lot more consistent in its quality. And I think that might just give it the edge. Or what do you think? What do you think?
I don't know. I think
it's close. I'm gonna say it's better. It's overall a better film.
Yeah.
Moving on. No, I'm kidding. This one needs talked about. Oh my god. Again, with the studio meddling. You know what happened? The director was like, alright, let's get this thing. Filmed it, and they were like, bro, you gotta get this thing rolling. And already, they were not liking him. They were not liking his vision. They wanted it to be like Marvel. With, its humor and its lighter tone. So they were like, dude, you gotta get this rolling. And he's like, shoot, I can't. My daughter died. So he went to go mourn, and they were like, screw him. Bring in the director of Avengers, Joss Whedon. You freaking edit the movie, and then they got Henry Cavill back to reshoot scenes. But he had a mustache, right? Because he was filming.
Yeah, so they like AI'd it.
Yeah, and it looks terrible. Terrible. It literally looks like a video game.
Didn't know that. I didn't know that his No, I knew that. Hold on. I didn't know that his daughter died.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's why at the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League, it's like in memory of whatever her name is.
DC, what the fuck?
Not DC, Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
I don't know. There was like a hierarchy, like a director.
You
not
guys
a director,
are
like
dicks.
a overall, like a president, I think.
Oh
President
my
of
God.
DC.
He's a dick. Like,
I believe it was.
How
I
you
don't
just
remember
gonna
who
do
it
that
was.
to my man?
I don't know. There was a lot of. You can get a lot more
daughter-
information. Hold on. You can get a lot more information about this stuff from other sources. If I find some, maybe I'll put them in the description. But there are a lot of other people who go into depth better. In fact, there is I think it's like a 40-something minute video by I don't remember the channel name. Put it right there. But and I like this channel, but they go a lot in depth of like the downfall of everything. They go a lot more in depth than I'm gonna go here.
Yeah.
But basically, that's the gist of it. Is that happened, studio meddling, and then the inevitable happened. It was trash.
Dang.
And they cut out a lot. I don't know, like, when the last time you watched this one was. Did I watch that without you or no?
I I think you did.
All right, you need to like watch both of them back to back, just so you can see how much was cut out. Like, do you already know? Because obviously,
I know
2
that-
hours and 4 hours
Yeah.
are very different.
Yeah, I know that like that whole like flash.
Like, here's
I know
the thing.
that there was like
they
a big...
took Cyborg, right? So Cyborg in this one was a very forgettable afterthought character. You know, just like nothing.
Yeah.
In this one, he has a whole arc. He's probably one of the best parts. He's one of the most crucial members in the story, actually, due to his link.
Dang.
And like they just, yeah,
Oh my god.
they just made it a lot worse. So
I know that there's like a flash scene, like some kind of...
now here's the real
scene-
question: which is worse? Oh yeah, sorry. What were you saying?
I know that there was a cutout scene like that was in the Schneider one. It was like with the Flash and like his father, like that whole like arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah, they cut out most of that arc. Some of the scenes are still there, but they just kind of feel like filler.
yeah. It's
Um,
like what the
now here's the real question: which is worse, Justice League, as it's been named, or Suicide Squad?
I think Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad is worse.
Yeah.
All right. Aquaman,
Aquatic Man.
the only DCEU film to crack 1 billion. I'm not joking.
Yeah, I know.
And this is actually a really good film.
It is.
I think I like it a bit more than you because it's in the old adventure genre, like Indiana Jones, and I like that genre. Also, I love Jason Momoa in most things, except for maybe the Minecraft movie, but we don't gotta talk about that because we're talking about DC.
Yes. DC.
Great. I like this film. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, some of the cast, they did well. Black Manta is definitely the best part of the film. The action's good. The set is good. He definitely got a much better costume than his Justice League costume, in my opinion. I think that is definitely... That might be one of my favorite... Ooh. We should do a ranking of all the DCEU costumes. Because do I have something to say about that costume, and do I have something to say about Shazam 1's costume compared to Shazam's 2 costume? I think this might be an S.
I mean,
S or high A.
I maybe.
I'm gonna put it at high A for now.
Yeah.
I just don't think I like it enough to put it in the S.
Yeah.
I really like this movie. This movie didn't earn a lot,
Shazam.
but I really like this movie. I think this is a very
here.
good... I think there's another one that's in, like, probably gonna go in A.
Yeah.
I really like this movie. A lot of people said, oh, Shazam and Billy, they don't really act like...
Yeah, they do.
I think there is definitely a difference, but you gotta think there's a kid, he's got powers. Obviously, he's gonna act differently. Like, a little bit.
Yeah, plus...
It's not as bad.
Ooh, wait.
It's good here. Here, we'll talk about that. But here, I think it works. The story works. I like the villain, even though... I like the villain. I didn't know about the villain. I didn't know a lot. It's actually very dark.
Yeah.
But apparently the director was a horror director, so that makes sense. That is why the 7 Sins look really good in this movie. I think they look really cool.
Yeah, same.
Really unique designs. And I like how, for the most part, each sin has an aspect of them that kind of show... Like, Gluttony is a big belly dude with a giant mouth.
Yeah.
And I think it was either... I think it was Wrath had 4 arms, I think. One of them had 4 arms. I think it was really good.
Yeah, I really like Shazam.
I think I might put it at the top of A.
Yay.
I don't know. What do you think?
I think it deserves to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Birds of Prey. I really like this movie.
Really? Because I kind of don't. I think it's kind of boring for most of the movie. Also, Cassandra Cain, you know, the girl that she's taking care of.
Yeah.
They did her dirty, man.
You just like
I know, I
in
saw
my
it.
face.
They did her so dirty. You know why?
Why?
She's supposed to be Batgirl at some point.
Oh.
She's apparently like a real, like, cool and tough character in the comics. And she's just kind of like this little rat person, like thief person.
Is it?
You know, one of those.
Is it,
Oh, I stole from the wrong person. Oh no.
Isn't Batgirl supposed to be?
Not the original Batgirl. Not the purple and yellow Batgirl. More. This is a different Batgirl. But
Because
still.
that's supposed to be like Barbara Gordon.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's two Batgirls, Barbara Gordon and Cassandra Cain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe I'll have to show you after if I can do that somehow. But that also, I feel like Black Mask didn't get enough time to shine.
Agreed.
I do like the performance for the most part. I just feel like, because here's the thing, I watched the animated Under the Red Hood before this, and I saw that Black Mask, and I much prefer that Black Mask because he's just a lot more, I don't know, not aggressive because that one's pretty aggressive. I just feel like it kind of gels a bit better, but I don't know. That's just preference.
Agreed.
Also, the Birds of Prey are barely in it. Like, if it was called Harley Quinn, and then, like, and the Birds of Prey, or featuring the Birds of Prey, and they're there too, you know, like, something like that.
Yeah.
Like, if it was Harley Quinn first and foremost, with the Birds of Prey, that would make more sense, and I feel like it would work better. But since it's called Birds of Prey,
and Harley Quinn,
and it's just not even, you know, it just doesn't even work.
I guess.
Also, apparently, people were like, "Oh, you can't have the Birds of Prey without Batgirl." Freaking, and I'm like, "Yeah, that probably makes."
I don't know.
That's probably
to
true.
be honest, I just kind of.
Also, they have
I like Harley Quinn.
They
That's
have
just
Black Canary in here, and no mention of Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow.
Great.
In fact, he doesn't get mentioned till Peacemaker, so that's unfortunate.
Oh, great! Because didn't they make a joke about him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I forget what the joke was.
So, what do you think?
I think maybe like C or D. I like it, but
C or D?
you brought up a bunch of good points.
I think low C. Well, I don't know. I just don't see this movie being better than Batman v Superman.
You think it's better than Martha?
You mean worse?
Yeah. Martha.
Batman v Superman is like Man of Steel, where it's got problems, but overall, I think it's pretty okay.
Say Martha.
Moving on, we've got Wonder Woman 84. This movie,
Trash.
it's a little upsetting because after the first one, I just wished it was better. I do like a lot of the performances, you know, they're pretty good. I just think the story kind of falls flat a little. And not gonna lie, on my most recent watch, when I was watching the ending with, you know, Pedro Pascal and his son and the destruction everywhere, I got a little emotional. I didn't cry though. I didn't like tear up or anything.
Whoa.
I just got like I was like, dang, that kind of sucks. You know, that's sad.
That's hard for you to do.
But you know, and that means, you know, they did a really good job at, you know, performing that. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and I really like, I don't know, this might be a hot take, but I really like Pedro Pascal in this role. I think he did a pretty decent job.
Yeah.
You know, probably not the best job, but a decent job.
Yeah.
You know? Plus I just love that actor, so I might be biased, but
I mean,
I think C, but higher than Birds of Prey. Because I just don't think that movie was worth it.
I like
Let me explain why. I don't actually need to. I don't need to explain why. There isn't really a good way to explain. Hey, wait. We're not even done with this one yet.
I don't care.
We're not even done with this one yet. Hold off. God. Listen, when you have a crap movie come out, right?
Uh-huh.
And you're just like, man, it's crap. First of all, people started defending it, like, in the beginning. They were like, oh, you know, that's pretty good. You know, it was pretty good. Like, oh, you just obviously don't like DC, you know? And then, like, as time went on, they're like, no, shit. It's crap. It's total crap. And then, like, that let boil, and everyone was like, give us the Zack Snyder cut. Zack Snyder cut.
Yeah.
You know, and give us a Snyder cut. Give us a Snyder cut. And then they were like, okay. And I think they did it that one time, because, like, it got, like, real big. Like, everybody was doing it. Even Zack Snyder and some of the actors, like, yeah, like, ooh, that would be a really good idea. And then they did a fundraiser, so there's that. I just think, and, even though it is 4 hours, and there are some slow-mo parts, and there are some slow parts, but not worrying about all that, it's just leagues better.
Yeah.
Leagues better. And, yeah, I actually really like it. I think it deserves that spot.
Yeah.
The Suicide Squad.
S all around, alright? S. This is an amazing movie. I love it.
It's definitely better than the original. In fact, I'm going to let you talk for a while, because I think these next 3 projects, you probably have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Alright, so you talk, go ahead.
I think this movie is just, it's really, because...
Here, let me just say this real quick. He likes these kinds of films, where it's
Yes.
just like, it's comedy, a bit more, like, darker humor, bloodshed, cute animal character in there once in a while.
Yeah.
He likes funny jokes. He likes the team-up aspect. So this is right up his alley. This and Peacemaker.
Especially King Shark. The best kitty.
Alright.
I just really like this movie. I like how everyone plays into each other, and I like
Yeah.
Bloodsport and like his character development kind of.
Oh, wait, you remember names?
Yeah.
Do you remember all of their names? Try to remember the entire team's names.
You got Polka Dot Man, you got Peacemaker, Bloodsport, you got King Shark, you got Rick Flag, you got Harley Quinn.
Just one more. Who's the girl, remember, with the rats?
Ratcatcher too.
Wow, you really did.
Yay!
You surprised me. Although apparently it's Nanawe, I think the shark is called.
It's Nanawe, but his name's supposed to be King Shark.
Well, that's like, it's kind of like Clark Kent and Superman, I think.
They call him King Shark like once.
I think it's like King Shark is his Superman name, and then...
Nanawe is like his real name.
Yeah, I think. But yeah, there's a lot of references. That part in the beginning is funny, as well as a little sad.
Yeah.
Especially for Captain Boomerang, since he was one of the highlights for me, at least from the original. I thought he was a pretty cool character. Plus, I love the Flash, so it was a little sad to see him go, but understandable for the most part.
Yeah. I just really love this movie.
I do too.
It's funny.
All right.
You got a big kaiju in it.
All right.
Funny characters.
Hear me out.
I like how
S,
awesome.
but below Justice League.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. Glad we could agree on something. That's rare. All right. Black Adam.
Black Adam.
This is where we're
B.
gonna.
I think B.
I think low C. I think I might maybe even high D. This movie is very disappointing. It's got bad CGI. The story falters a lot.
I like Black Adam. He's cool.
The plot
He
doesn't
murders
make
people.
sense
That's
sometimes.
fun. Well, he murders people.
I know you like Black Adam. I know you like the character, but the movie itself.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
The movie itself, it's not that great, man. Also, what are you doing? Like, do you want to have a solo Black Adam movie? Fine. What are you doing trying to fight Superman? No. Shazam has 3 characters. They had to make up 3 villains. They had to make up new villains for the second one. You couldn't have them 2 fight at some point?
That'd be
the perfect second movie of a trilogy.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate. I do like the Justice Society. I like Dr. Fate. I like Atom Smasher. I like Hawkman. I like... Shoot, what was her name? It's Hurricane. Hold on, something with wind, like powerful wind. Cyclone. I like Cyclone. I like all the different characters, I just think it's like the non-superhero characters that are like the flattest to me.
Yeah.
Like the villains is kind of suck. Like, just kind of sucks. Also the funny moment when you see The Rock, like after he says Shazam, like ripped, ripped.
It's so weird.
It's just, it's bad. It's bad.
I guess.
I just think,
I like how
I
he
think this
just,
movie
you know.
faltered from like, meddling, lack of time, freaking The Rock being like the hierarchy of DC is about to change. It's like, dude, you cannot base, I don't care how cool Black Adam is, you cannot base a universe off this character.
Yeah.
That'd be like basing like a universe of Marvel movies off of, what's his name, Batroc the Leaper? That guy? Or as cool as you think it would be, Venom. You can't base a whole Marvel universe. You can, maybe you
They
could.
did, though.
Yeah, and it didn't do
no,
that.
Yes, no, this is not supposed to go. Bro,
right,
it was great. I love
The movies. I think I do like the Venom movies.
Yeah.
But the universe overall, I just don't think it worked. You know why? Because they don't have Spider-Man.
Okay, good point.
You know, if they had if they had a Spider-Man movie and then a Venom movie, and then Spider-Man was a part of the universe, man, that'd probably still be going. We'd be at like 50 movies.
Yeah.
Like, that would, people would get into that, but they just fumbled. They fumbled. You know, they fumbled, they tried to do something, it didn't work, and they're just like, well, Disco Man. Let's get Disco Man in here. I don't think that's a real villain, but like, they just start pulling obscure characters. Anyway, Black Adam, I think. Is it worse than Birds of Prey? I think I enjoyed it a bit more than Birds of Prey because of the. I did say I like the superhero characters, you know.
And I like how he just murders everybody.
You know, that was kind of fun for a couple scenes, like the interrogation scene. Where he interrogates the two guys. Also, that one part has been memed, because like they're talking about, especially with the new universe. You know, the part where he's like, "We don't kill people," and he's like, "Well, I do." That part has been memed because of the new universe. It's like, because people are like, "Who, like, nobody likes this thing." You know, like nobody's gonna like this. Nobody is happy for this. Nobody is excited. Nobody's gonna like this. Nobody likes this. Well, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like. Anyway.
S.
Oh, we're talking about the next thing. I thought you were trying to put that up there. S.
S. S.
You know, it's weird.
Hold on.
Hold on. It's weird because I watched this, right, and I liked it and I enjoyed it and I do think it deserves a higher ranking. But there was something. I don't know what it was, but there was something that was just drawing me away from it. And I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. You know, I liked it. You know, like the comedy was good. You know, the effects were pretty decent. I just don't know what it was, but something was drawing me out of it. I don't know what it was. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't watched it enough. I think... Is it better than the Suicide Squad? I'm gonna say no. You know?
Yeah.
Which, you know, I kind of expected. Like, I expected it to be good, but not as good as the Suicide Squad. So, what do you say to high A? You know what? Never mind S, because I forgot Vigilante was in the movie.
Yeah, of course. Vigilante.
I forgot. I forgot about Vigilante.
Is the best helmet.
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
I know. They'll be so confused. Hey,
all right.
You. I know you're confused. You're confused, aren't you?
All right, Ollie. Ollie, we're in the end game now. Ooh. The last year of DC.
Ooh.
EU. Oh my god, I think all four of these movies, except for maybe Blue Beetle, disappointed me in some way. Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. Go my god.
Go my god?
Yes, go my god.
Shazam 2.
This movie ticked me off. Because I liked the first one, as I said, but there were so many things about the second one that kind of ticked me off.
I also feel like
Number one,
okay.
I don't care for the costume. I don't care for the new costume. Also, how did he get that new costume? This is supposed to be given to him by the power of the gods. How did he make his costume look different? I just like the way the old one looks, you know? Also, when Black Adam came out, he used a different version of this original look. If you look at the lightning bolt, it's similar to this instead of the gold-plated version in this one. And I just think the suit popped a lot more. This one, I just don't like it. I don't care for it. It doesn't look good, in my opinion. I just don't think it worked. The villains don't work. They're just not that interesting, you know? They're not that interesting. They're kind of flat.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, oh, you took my power from my father, so we're gonna enslave humanity. You know, it's just like, ooh, the villain.
Yeah.
You know? I just think this movie would have done better if it had one of Shazam's villains in it.
Also, the end.
Yes, I think they should have kept him dead. I don't think... Like, here's the thing. I get and I don't get why they brought him back. On one hand, it's like, oh, there's not going to be a sequel, so why would we tease that he could come back? You didn't have to. If you kept him dead, that would have been a perfect wrap.
Yeah.
You didn't have to tease that he'd come back, anything. You just, like, keep him dead. You know, he's dead. You know, it sucks, but he's dead. You know, maybe, like, Freddy is like... Maybe Freddy's like, oh, I'm going to take up the red suit. I'm going to become the next Shazam. Or like, I'm going to try to honor Billy's legacy or something like that. You know, it's like, you know, just like an honorship. You know, like, I'm going to honor you. But I just think like, he should have stayed dead. Or if they were going to resurrect him, it should have done better than just, oh, there's Diana. And then she just comes in and it's like resurrection.
Yeah, that...
Nah.
Why? What's this whole thing with Diana?
Right?
Like, no one cares. Yeah, she's a badass. Ooh.
Maybe, like, what could have happened is, like, the wizard is like, I have a little bit of magic left. I can give my life for Billy's. Like, that would have...
Yeah.
That would have been better, right?
Yeah.
You know? Like, don't get me wrong. I like the wizard. But that would have made more sense than...
No.
And even Diana showing up itself isn't what I'm mad about. It's just, if she was in the movie a bit, like maybe like in one or two prior scenes where they talked and like she even knew him, you know, that would have been something.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie just kind of made me mad. Also, in this movie I agree a lot more how Billy and Shazam act very differently, and I just see that a lot more.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put this in our first B.
Yay.
The Flash. This one's gonna be a hot take. I'm just gonna go right out there and say it. I like this movie. I think it's pretty good for the most part. I don't like care.
It a little, but...
Like, the performances are pretty good. The thing with Ezra Miller, it sucks, but at the end of the day, it's a movie, you know, and you're just trying to enjoy the movie. So if you let that dwell on you, then it's just gonna like ruin the movie, which is probably what happened for a lot of people. And the second big thing about that kind of ruins it, the CGI was not great, and that's because it was rushed, because studio meddling. You know, the visual effects artists, they weren't given enough time to visual effects correctly.
Yeah.
So it ended up looking like that. And there were just a couple creative choices in both story and visuals that just didn't work. But besides all that, I actually like it. I like the multiverse hopping. I think the idea itself, the basic idea works, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like maybe not as the first film. Like maybe this is what you do in the third film, but like
yeah.
You know, I like the Batman stuff. I like Sasha Kai's Supergirl, you know? And I do like how we get to see, due to the fact that we get two Flashes, we do get to see how our Barry, has grown compared to young Barry.
Yeah.
So I do like that. The ending, man. Like, listen, I get you couldn't have the original ending, because the original ending, Michael Keaton was going to be there instead of George Clooney. He's be like, wait, what? Wait, I thought I fixed this. And, like, he would have replaced Ben Affleck. And then Henry Cavill would have still been there, but so would Sasha Kai's Supergirl. So they all would have been there. And then Ben Affleck's Batman would be like, come find me, Barry. I'm out here somewhere. You gotta come find me. Setting up Crisis on Infinite Earths. You know, that story. I get you couldn't do that, because he didn't want to, you know, the studio, they didn't want to make false promises since his universe was going bye-bye. But, you could have done something better than a George Clooney joke.
Yeah.
You know? Like, maybe, like, also, I just don't find it right to me that he went through that whole journey and he had that whole emotional scene with his mom.
Yeah.
And then he's like, can of tomatoes on the top shelf. That won't screw up anything. It's like, why would you do that?
I know, right?
Why would you do that? So, I think this might also be a B for me. But I will put it higher than Shazam! Fury of the Gods because, well, I don't know. I'm gonna say yes. And it's for a very biased reason. I like The Flash. And I like Batman.
I guess.
And I think some of the Flash stuff and the Batman stuff really worked. Both Batman. I think they had I actually really like the opening. I think that's like a very fun... That looks like a scene that would have happened in the Justice League show. The animated Justice League show.
I mean...
You know?
Yeah.
Blue Beetle. I like this film.
Yeah.
I like this film.
I really like it.
I like it. I think it works. You can definitely see that this was made for streaming, like in some parts. But overall, I think it's good. I like the performances. I like the actors. I like the story and like message that it's trying to like show. And in the trailers, it did make some of the scenes look flat, like with the dialogue splicing. But in the actual film, it worked better. And I like the kind... You actually pointed this out on the most recent watch. I like the kind of symbiotic style relationship that they got going on. And I like the relationship between Jaime and the Blue Beetle, which I don't remember what the name was.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was like Kaijin or something. I don't remember.
Kaijin.
I don't know.
That sounds like powder. Kaijin. Like,
Anyway.
Like a powder, like something you put on your food, like seasoning. Then again,
Anyway.
Cajun, but...
So, yeah, I really like this. And I'm glad that he's actually coming back for the new universe. And he's getting an animated show. And I think that could do wonders for this character.
Agreed.
Don't get me wrong. I like the visual effects of his suit in live action. And we probably will get to see him in live action in something. Like, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like, whether that's like a Young Justice or a Teen Titans or even Justice League itself. But I just think like maybe an animated show might help a bit better. I don't know. And I'm glad. So before we rank this, in case you didn't know, I'm pretty sure Peacemaker, that entire squad, Amanda Waller, and most of the main people from Blue Beetle are the only confirmed people coming back. So that would be Blue Beetle, his family, Jenna Cord. I believe it was Jenna, right? I think it was. And then that would be Peacemaker, Amanda Waller, Vigilante, all those guys, you know.
I think like A.
Right in the middle.
I kind of.
You fell asleep during this one.
Yeah. I kind of liked it.
This one really disappointed me. It really did. Especially, like, I know it wasn't supposed to be the end of the DCEU, but come on. You could have gone out better than a freaking rip on the I Am Iron Man from the first Iron Man. That's how it ends.
Oh my god.
Aquaman's given a speech because he just revealed Atlantis to everyone. And he was like, I believe we can build worlds together. He's like, I am Arthur Curry. I am the king of Atlantis. And I am Aquaman. Wow! That's how the film ends. And I'm just like, come on. Why couldn't you just have him, like, say it seriously? And then just have the movie end? Like, and I am Aquaman. You know, and just, like, just have... Like, I'm not saying... I'm not saying, like... You know what I mean? Like, why couldn't it just, like, have a more serious ending just to make it better? But there are other problems.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the story doesn't work sometimes. Sometimes it can be a little... Aquaman can be a little jokey. Despite, like, the... I do think that once his kid gets taken and his dad gets stabbed, that he does toughen up a bit in the joke department. You know, he's like, nah, it's time to get serious. So I'm glad that that didn't happen at least. I do think his dad should have died. That's just personal preference, just to raise the stakes, you know. I mean, he was stabbed. How are you gonna, like, really? Yeah. So, for me, I'm gonna put it in B, but it's definitely the lowest in B.
And...
do we want to do any scattering?
I mean, I feel like S is kind of...
S is perfect.
Yeah.
A... I feel like A might be majiggled. In fact, I think I'm going to move Superman up a bit. I don't know. Do you think any of these beat Superman? Or Man of Steel?
Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle?
Yeah.
Alright.
Or at the very least, Wonder Woman, you know.
Alright. There. And then I think that. I feel like that's probably perfect right there.
Yeah.
I definitely think this one's best, that one's the worst, and that one's like right in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be... I don't know if I agree with this being a D. I kind of feel like these two should swap places. What do you think? Ollie.
I mean... maybe...
Alright, you know what? Here, how about that? How's
yeah,
that?
okay, yeah.
Alright. So that's our ranking. You know, of the entire, I believe that's all of them, all the DCEU projects. Man, what a bumpy ride, you know?
Yeah.
Started out like modern and serious,
Uh-huh.
you know, with Man of Steel, and it kind of continued that, like getting dipping its toe a little bit into a more of a different tone in Batman v Superman, but still keeping it crazy, and then like it just went
Yeah.
from there. And then even like I feel like after Justice League, like if you look at the original 5 films, you know, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Justice League, if you look at those original 5 films, you can replace like whichever Justice League you want, doesn't matter, but if you look at those 5 films, they feel connected. You know, at the end of Suicide Squad, you have Bruce Wayne going up to Amanda Waller asking for files on the Justice League members. At the end of Wonder Woman, or in the beginning of Wonder Woman, she gets the thing from Bruce, her picture, and then at the end, I think she's talking to Bruce.
Yeah.
You know, even though they're disconnected, they're still connected to those 3 films. You know, Superman, like Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Justice League. You know? And then after that, except for one mention in Aquaman, where she's like, you helped defeat Steppenwolf. Come on, we need your help. After that, you know, just all downhill from there. There was no mention, like there was a little bit of mention in Shazam, because, you know, Batman and Superman exist. But after that, man, like, nothing. It was just so disconnected. There was no story being built up at all.
Yeah.
No, like, major anything. And that's because, like, most of the Justice League members weren't even getting movies.
Yeah.
You know, it was all just, like,
Other...
Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that this is all in the DCU, you could probably mistake all of these for, you know, their own projects, you know? You got a trilogy, like, except for if you remove the original 5 films, you know? And all of the sequels to those original characters, like Wonder Woman and Aquaman. You know, Shazam, that's standalone. Those ones, you know, Suicide Squad, The Suicide Squad. You know, that's a movie and a spin-off. That's what it is. You know, they really do feel like standalone films. Like, you know, they're just making random things, you know, just... But, you know... Like the great... This is so random, but like the great Scott DeWaz once said, some things must die for some to live.
Yeah.
And the DCEU died like 5 times.
Yeah.
It kept holding on because every once in a while something caught traction. But man, they just kind of screwed you over so many times that this was inevitable. Also, this thing had been running for 10 years. This one, 2013, all the way to Aquaman in 2023. That's 10 years. 10 years.
And
All of this in 10 years. You know? And it's sad, really, because there was a vision in the beginning, and I would have liked to see where that vision had gone. Like with, they were going to have Green Lantern come in, you know, Dark Side and everything, that whole story. And it's a little sad, but hopefully we can look at it as a more bittersweet. You know, we semi-love the old. Would have liked to have seen that full story, but it's gone now. Hopefully we can not let that ruin our perception of the future.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It is what it is. It sucks, you know, like, sorry Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, we don't get to see your stories continue. We don't get to see the Justice League story continue. But hopefully this next universe can have a nice, long-lasting time.
Yes.
And actually have a story or two concluded.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we're going to end it there. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments what your opinion is. If you want to try this out for yourself, I'll put the link in the description. Comment your rankings if you want. Or if there's anything that I talked about that you maybe want to correct, or anything that I missed, let us know in the comments. But that's all for today, you know. I gotta go edit this now, and you're probably gonna go sleep. Or watch something on the couch and then fall asleep.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, I gotta go edit this, but first I'm gonna get a drink of water because I'm parched.
Yes.
But I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe. Until next time, everybody. See ya.
Bye.